coming to you from Papa Joe's Wine Cellar on the corner of Main and Spring Streets in the bustling borough of Zelienople, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Red Sauce Podcast with Papa Joe, where we talk about everything and anything Italian and Italian-American. I'm your host, Papa Joe, Il Capo Vinaio Emerito and Il Stugazzo di Tutti Stugazzi at Papa Joe's Wine Cellar. Joining me are my daughters, Katie.
Hello.
La Capa Vinaya and student of the Italian language and culture. And Beth. Say hello, Beth.
Hey.
No, hello, Beth. Say hello, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
Okay. Financial advisor, consigliere, we call her, winemaker, gangster, movie aficionado, and top Pitt fan.
And Bocce League, what do you call yourself? Commissioner? I'm the commissioner.
Commissioner. Commendatore. Bocce League
I'm the
Commendatore.
bitch that gets shit done.
Okay, so anyway, here we go. So today what we're talking about is we're finishing up on Italian culture. The first one we covered food and wine, and now we're just going to cover the various other aspects of Italian culture that obviously include food and wine because that's what Italian culture is. And we're talking specifically about Southern versus Northern culture, Italian culture. So where do we start?
Well, do you want me to explain just the very basics of
start with the basics
difference
and
between
we'll...
So this isn't necessarily like a completely regional difference between the North and South because I'm not going into region specific, but basically you're going to have a very, I like to compare it to like what the U.S. is. In Italy, they have a very similar where, you know, their big cities are northern, especially in the north, are more industrialized and fast-paced and all that stuff. And then in the south, it's going to have more agriculture rather than industry. It's not going to have as much money, and it's gonna be a drastic culture shock for anybody that goes from one to the other and back and forth, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, this all started with, I mean, Italy did not become a unified country until the 1860s, which was Risorgimento.
Bullshit. It was bullshit.
No, it still isn't. It still isn't a unified country.
I know.
It is in government.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. No, they Vittorio Emanuele and Garibaldi, they just decided we're gonna unify all the kingdoms because that's what it was. I mean, the Papal States was one. I don't remember if it was the Kingdom of Two Sicilies or the Kingdom of Naples at the time, but it's all the South's been various things. All of this stuff. But they decided they were going to unify the whole peninsula and Sicily and Sardinia, and they did it, and the South still hates it. So, yeah, there are a lot of cultural differences. We dove in on a few of them. Dad, you wanna start taking over what you think are the major cultural differences?
Yeah, well, I think the Southern, it's more traditional, relaxed, and family-oriented culture than the North.
Yeah.
Basically, these people never had money. They've accepted it. They really don't kind of give a shit.
Right.
You know, they just
the ones that are left after emigrating all over the world.
Yeah. And those are the ones probably that did a little better, to be honest with you, but not that didn't do great, but
depending
did a
on where
better.
they went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean the ones that stayed there.
Did better than the immigrants?
Were probably the better off ones at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the poorest people came over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
now it looks like, you know, I mean, I can't say much for, I mean, our family did pretty damn well.
Yeah.
But then we look back and we see how poor Southern Italy still is, and that's not to
they didn't
denigrate
do as well
it.
as the ones that came over here in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Zoe.
We have a winery dog today.
Yeah. Although the thing is, I mean, the Southerners, they're partially that way because they really don't care that much.
They're headstrong.
Not only headstrong, but they're also where if they had
they're lax and like chill.
Yeah, and then they really care about the family. The northern people are more like the Germans, French, British. They're more
career follow or career oriented,
Yeah.
rule following. Yeah.
Yep.
Like there's a structure and they stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was something I noticed just based on, I can't say anything for Northern Italy in this case, but when I was in Rome and South, it was a regular occurrence to see people just obeying or disobeying all the traffic laws. People were blatantly ignoring the pedestrians do not cross, no jaywalking, all that shit. And then you go, like, I can't say much again for Northern Italy because I didn't spend much time outside of anywhere but Florence, but the vast difference between the Italians, especially the southern ones, and the northern Europeans was dramatic because I went to jaywalk in Amsterdam and got screamed at by other pedestrians.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then somebody told me, oh, God, in Germany, they'd shoot you for it. But no, I mean, like, okay, so basically, I mean, we talk a lot about Southern culture in general because we are much more familiar with it.
Yeah.
We also consider ourselves the true Italians. And I do love to repeatedly mention that during my Italian studies courses, the origin of the word Italy or Italians, Italoi, came from Calabria, from Greek writings.
Yep.
And I fucking love that.
So what's your take on it, Buff?
Oh, I'm just speaking when spoken to. I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, so you're gonna just
I'll
kinda
throw
chill.
in what I feel like I need to.
Okay.
I'm good so far.
What's your thoughts on the mafia, Beth?
I mean,
There's no such thing.
Yeah. That was the right answer.
I just sat here.
Yeah. Kept your mouth shut.
I'm the biggest gangster of all three of you. I do what I need to do.
Where's your baseball bat?
It's under the counter where it belongs.
Yep.
Just in case I have to knock somebody out or kick somebody out.
Well, and that brings up another topic Dad and I
happened
were
3
kind of
times.
talking about at the counter when Dad, or at the bar when we were eating a few minutes ago. You were saying, did we? Oh, Mom got locked out again. Does the North have organized crime like the South? And to my knowledge, I mean, everywhere does to a certain extent, but to my knowledge, they don't have La Cosa Nostra, the Sicilian mob.
Yeah.
They don't have La Camorra, the Neapolitan mafia, and they don't have 'Ndrangheta, which is the Calabrese, which is actually the strongest mafia right now in all of Italy. But my thoughts on it is it's probably more, massive corporations running this stuff. Like a lot of, the way corporations lobby in America and they tend to run the show based on what their interests are. I feel like that's probably, this is again speculation, how the North is.
Well, and the thing is, the difference isn't not as much between morality but legality.
Exactly. What is on paper legal?
And basically, let's face it, the rich make the rules. So their crooked bullshit.
And when
is
there's
legal.
no one rich in southern Italy.
Well, and you find the same thing when you came over here. I mean, every immigrant group had a mafia.
Right.
Every one of them. And why did they have a mafia?
Well,
because
it goes back to as far as the Black Hand, which was the origin to it.
Yeah.
To the New York mafias and all that. It was just, like there's a scene in Godfather 2 where they refer to the Black Hand. It's that theater scene.
Yeah.
Where Robert De Niro goes to see that guy's daughter play, and that what the hell is his name, Beth?
I can't remember.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen
that guy. Basically, he wanted to get with that daughter, and Robert De Niro didn't he kill him? He did. He unscrewed the light bulb in the hallway.
Yeah.
And shot him with a towel over the gun.
Yeah.
I just started rewatching them last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I only got an hour through the first one though.
You fall asleep.
No, it's just it's hard
Who has time?
it's just hard to do it.
And,
Yeah.
Like I'm so busy and
Well, that's why I'm saying who
it's-
has time.
It's so much, so I really. I mean, I'll sit down and watch one of them the whole way through, but a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just watch like an hour and then come back to it.
Right.
But
Well, and
there's
that's
just
one of those movies
so
you don't
much
want
in
to.
them.
You don't want to. It's such a classic. It's one of the favorites of all of us. And you just don't want to not give.
I was
it
also
its
doing
due.
a puzzle too, so it was
Yeah.
made it difficult because
That's exactly where I was. That's exactly
yes,
where I was going
I
with
do
this.
puzzles.
That's exact.
I'm
Okay,
like an
Ida.
old lady.
Okay, Ida.
And in the Sicilian scenes, what kind of glass were they drinking their wine out of?
Not a fucking wine glass, Katie.
And
Hey, I made a classy place here.
yeah,
Just ask Mr. Murray.
and I've been using the Katie glasses more recently, but in honor of Southern Italian culture for today, I went back to my water glass.
They all wish they could be me. I always drink out of my
I had a weird
beautiful
hippie.
Panther.
I had a hippie glass, but it lost its decal. So
10 years of Big East basketball. This is an old glass.
10 years.
This was after they were in the Big East for 10 years. This glass is from like a long time ago.
Wasn't it like 30 years or something before it?
Well, they've been in the ACC for 13 now.
No, I know, but how long did the Big East last?
The Big East is still there. We're just not in it
the
anymore.
traditional Big East.
Requiem for the
Yes,
Big East.
exactly. That's exactly where I was going to go with that. Where? Okay. Anyway, that's off topic. Anyway,
No, it's not.
Pitt's never off topic.
It's always on topic.
Damn right.
We're going to have a damn good football team this fall.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
You get your sports update at the end of our
Okay, sorry.
episode.
We're going to talk about Pitt football at the end of this. 'Cause
Okay.
It's July. It's almost time.
Cool.
So yeah, so the Southern culture, we talked about the North being more like the Northern Europeans, and the Southern culture is more Greek, Spanish,
Arab, Northern African.
Arab, Northern African, that kind of thing.
little bit of like
Lebanese.
Yep, I was
you
gonna
know,
say some Middle Eastern
Middle
influence.
Eastern. And all those cultures are the same.
yeah.
And you know, it's really kind of funny because and I think that goes all the way down into the middle of Africa, that they're kind of that way.
Yeah.
They're emotional people. They're family oriented. And you know, it's going back to my days as the stupid redneck in Erie. We thought those people were different than we were. And as I grew up and experienced some of the world, as culturally, the Arabs, the African Americans, the Spanish, the Greeks, they're all like us.
I will say my favorite restaurants outside of Italian food, definitely Greek and Spanish restaurants. Tapas bars. Like there's
Don't go there if you're hungry.
right.
Yeah.
Elia in Warrendale. That Mediterranean place is like Greek and Italian.
Yeah.
I freaking love it there.
Yeah.
I go there all the time.
Is it real spicy?
No.
I mean,
No,
but
not spiced.
Not hot
No.
spicy, but herbs.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Like there are some dishes that obviously do have some, but like they have a chicken piccata on their menu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Not better than yours, I promise.
I know it's not.
Have you been to Elia with me yet?
No, but nobody's chicken piccata is as good
Obviously, but okay. Well, I'll take you guys there sometime soon. Anyway, no, it's very
You're buying?
similar. Sure,
as mine. Bet.
sure. Load up.
What's that?
She said she's buying. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
No, but I mean, yeah, we have. If you look at all Southern Italian foods, there's a lot of spice influence from other places, but depending on where you go, some people use more spice than others. Like Sicilian food to me has too much stuff to it.
Yeah.
Our people up in the mountains of Calabria are doing the Eli ma non invidente. Is that how you say it?
Elena non invidente. Yeah.
It's there, but it's not in your face, basically.
Yeah. Intrusive.
Intrusive, yeah. Another one, my favorite term is quanto basta,
Yeah.
as much as is enough. And I have several Italian cookbooks that are in English, but it'll say like salt, QB, quanto
Yeah.
basta, as like how much you add.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Well, you know, I think
Tony
one of-
hates that.
Yeah.
Quanto basta?
Tony hates when he calls me and asks me how to make something and I tell him I don't know how much I put in of anything. He can't stand it.
Well,
But he keeps calling me.
yeah, he does.
Keeps coming back for
And
more.
when you didn't answer, he called me to ask how to make cacio e pepe. So
keeps coming back for
I
more.
sent him a video because I figured it was easier than me trying to explain explain cacio e pepe and like the cheese pasta water. I figured if I sent him a YouTube video, it'd be better.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean, like our food differences was like a huge thing because I mean, like last episode we were talking about how in the South you're going to get these heavier ragu tomato sauces or whatever. In the North you're going to have some more cream sauces, pesto. Huge difference. I think we might have mentioned this in the last one. I mention it all the time anyway. Is Parmigiano Reggiano versus Pecorino Romano?
Yeah.
Like our people are eating Pecorino Romano because they don't have as much access to cow's milk. They're using sheep's milk.
Yeah.
I personally am a huge fan of sheep and goat cheeses. I think they're fucking phenomenal.
I'll give you that.
Me too.
I went to, well, you guys know, I went to Stamoulis at Easter, and I came home with a pound of fresh feta, like in brine. They pulled it out of the brine and wrapped it for me. It took me 2 days to eat a pound of cheese because I fucking loved it. Then I ordered some through Greco for here, or well, not for here, but for me and, my friends. And those were 1 pound jars, and I ate most of those too.
Well, I kind of think the Parmigiano is white people's Pecorino Romano. It is.
It's Florentine.
Huh?
Well, not
Well, I mean,
necessarily
you
just
know what
that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I mean, there's,
yeah,
you know-
it's the if you're calling the northern Italians the white people, yeah.
Nah, that's
even-
good cheese.
It
Come
is
on.
good. Well, it's good cheese when you're not
is
getting the
good.
Don't
Kraft
put them
cardboard.
there. Don't put them there.
It's Beth.
Okay, all
it's
right,
it's
all
good
right.
cheese when you're not getting the
Parmigiana's
Kraft-
good fucking cheese.
Yeah, I guess it's not American.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's Parmigiano is
Now
great,
you're pushing
It
it.
is
He's
good
definitely-
cheese, but there's just not enough. But
but
that's
it's
okay.
not Kraft.
Yeah,
Basically,
true.
cardboard shavings that don't have to be refrigerated. That blows my mind. Like I went through a
Well,
grocery
actually,
store.
a good pecorino doesn't need to be refrigerated either.
All cheeses should be refrigerated.
But they don't need to be.
I'm going to refrigerate my cheese.
Okay, that's fine.
No, he's right. At Penmac, they have the bags in a stack.
Yeah,
They're not all in the cooler.
I know. It just,
because it doesn't go bad.
yeah.
That's a police selling things to the public. I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't just leave them sit out if you couldn't do that. Where people can see them.
Yeah.
They've been there for a minute.
Yeah.
They might have got shut down by now.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's okay. So that's a big like cultural difference. I also think not that any of us are fashion people, but
Hello.
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Have you seen my T-shirt?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's from Grasshopper.
And you're wearing pants today.
I am wearing shorts.
Well, you know what I mean.
I have a Grateful Dead T-shirt on. If you're not watching,
No, but I was gonna say we aren't like. Well, I guess I have to
there's a
say
skeleton and a
Versace
bear
was
at the beach.
Gianni Versace actually was Calabrese, but
Yeah.
but he obviously made his fortune in Milan and all
Yeah.
those like so I guess I can't discount the Southern Italians as being, more like chill, not as fashion oriented people because Gianni and Donatella Versace did it. But
Our cousin Aurora.
oh yeah, she's a model.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
So am I.
we got a distant cousin, Aurora Tellerico, that is a model.
And she's like up in Milan, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but she's from Cersale.
Yeah.
She's from Cersale, Catanzaro.
Well, and it's funny because Madison and her look very
They,
similar.
they really do.
But yeah, no, I mean like I actually, Beth, do you remember that knockoff Prada computer bag I got on the street in Rome and you yelled at me because I didn't try to negotiate? And I'm like, dude, I can't haggle in a language I have the basic, like a decent grasp on, but I can't haggle in this.
All you have to do is just pull out how much you're willing to spend and tell them to take it or not.
Okay, well, I finally threw that bag out last week because it finally fell apart.
Why'd you do that?
Because my bag finally fell apart after 12 years. I think I got pretty damn good use out of a knockoff that probably cost them $2 to make. But no. So, I mean, that's obviously a major cultural difference. And then, like, I just love that people make such fun of Fiat in the car industry.
Yeah.
And that, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, Italian cars suck. Except for Ferrari, Lamborghini. And it's like, are they really...
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo. It's like, are they... Well, they're super expensive, so they damn well better be good.
Yeah.
Are they? I wouldn't know. I'm never going to know. because I'm never going to have one. I'm going to have a Toyota for the rest of my life.
And Maserati. Yeah, they
Maserati,
are.
exactly. But they talk so much shit on Fiat,
Yeah.
and that cracks me the fuck up. No, but those are all the differences up there. And then you got your, you know what came up in my Facebook memories?
What?
Do you remember that video that our cousin Mario posted about the guy trying to tell time from the clock tower underneath the?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to explain this video? It just came up on my story.
Well, that was awesome. This guy, what was he driving?
He was driving a nicer car. I don't remember what it was.
He was driving and stopped at the side, and there's this guy sitting there.
Like laying in a pasture.
Laying in the pasture, just relaxing, chilling. And he says, "Excuse me, sir, do you know what time it is?" And so the guy turns around, he sees his donkey that's with him. He lifts the donkey's balls up and he says, 8 a.m. or whatever the hell it was. Yeah. So, the guy figures, what the hell, he kind of knew. He probably just got there and he knew what time it was. So later in the afternoon, the guy's going back and sees the same guy still sitting in the pasture. "Excuse me, sir, what time is it?" And the guy lifts the donkey's balls up. 5 p.m. Puts him down. The guy couldn't believe it. Then they showed it from another angle.
They showed it from his angle.
From his angle.
Where he's lifting up the balls.
From the guy's angle. And he lifts up the balls and he sees a clock on a church
clock tower. Yeah.
That was funny.
Well, so my Facebook memory that came up was Matt and I had showed it to Isaac.
Oh.
And Isaac was probably about like 7 or 8 at the time. And he just like thinks it's kind of funny, but doesn't know why. And then 2 hours later, he just yells, "Oh, I get it. That guy thought he was telling time by lifting the donkeys, and he didn't want to be like crass."
Yeah.
He goes, his so-called balls. But he was really looking past them to see the time. And Matt and I just lost it laughing because it was so funny. But yeah, that was that was one of my favorite like things thinking about, like that tells you like the difference in time management between Northern and Italian people. Like, because that Northern guy riding around in his car is really worried about his punctuality and all that stuff and worrying about time.
Yeah.
And that dude's like, this is what time it is, but I'm just going to chill here in a pasture all day under a donkey.
Yeah.
Under a donkey.
I mean, how else do I put it?
And the other thing that comes to mind when you talk about Northern versus Southern culture, remember you had me read those books by Beppe Severnini?
Yeah.
There were 2 of them. They were really good
Well,
books.
one of them was his experiences like as an Italian that got used to American life.
Yeah.
And at first he's like, "Oh, I don't need air conditioning." And then he goes back to Italy and he's like, where the fuck's the air conditioning?
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't need ice in my water."
Fuck that.
And then he goes
Yeah.
back.
I need
and,
ice in my water.
Yeah.
But the second one he read, La Bella Figura.
Yeah.
And basically he's talking about how the Italians are so image conscious. And I'm thinking,
You don't
really?
yeah. And
I'm
then you
thinking,
realize
really?
yeah.
And it took me and it was probably a year or 2 after that I kind of started to know a little bit more about the differences in culture. And I said, I bet this son of a bitch is Northern. And sure enough, he's from Lombardia.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this, and that's the way they are up there. It's like, everything is, everything's image.
The one thing I couldn't
Like America.
Yeah. But the one thing I couldn't get past when I went over there was obviously my first call. Okay, I had 2 calls home to Dad within the first few days of me going to study in Rome. And I arrived, it was late May. I think it was like the 28th or 29th. I arrived before Memorial Day. And it was hot as fuck in Rome already. It wasn't humid, but it was hot as fuck. And obviously, Dad and I are not fans of shorts. Yes, I am wearing terribly ripped jeans that are very, very good for airflow. But I called you and said, "Dad, you're not going to believe it. This is where we belong. Everybody's wearing pants. Nobody's wearing a fucking pair of shorts." Then the second thing I told you was a bidet is the greatest invention in the world. But,
1 out of 2's not bad.
well,
Don
yeah.
doesn't wear shorts.
The Don doesn't wear shorts.
Nah, bidets are I still stand by that. But
Yeah.
my whole thing is, when I was there, it was late May. It was still considered spring. They dressed for seasons, not for weather. I'm a person that sweats my ass off, and I'm going to dress according to the weather that day. They're wearing light jackets when it's 90 degrees out because it's still May.
Okay.
And that's wild to me.
Yeah.
And that's where that image conscious thing. Oh, and they don't wear tennis shoes. Like all of my roommates stood out like sore thumbs when we were there. Plus, none of them could really speak Italian. But I got mistaken for a Southern Italian twice.
Yeah.
Like they obviously knew I wasn't from around there, but they're like, oh, like, well, and then one of them picked up on. He's like, but your skin tone tells me you're Southern. I was like, holy shit, what? I was like, I'm the whitest person of my Tellerico family.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. He goes, yeah, but you got that undertone that you're obviously not white. But no, that's something like that. That image conscious thing, even in Rome, was like a huge thing that I just didn't get.
Well, you know, getting back to the Dawn doesn't wear shorts, I'm wondering, you know, I was watching recently the Sopranos episode where they went to Naples, and they were drinking water, or they were drinking wine out of water glasses too. And I was wondering if the same guy that called James Gandolfini up says the Dawn doesn't wear shorts also says the Dawn doesn't drink out of fucking wine glasses. I don't know. Did he?
That's one of my favorite
Who knows?
episodes for so many reasons.
Yeah.
And
Commendatore.
Commendatore.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to me because, I mean, obviously I've told you guys several times about how my favorite paper I've ever written was for my Italian American portrayal in the media class, and it was comparing the episode of Everybody Loves Raymond when they go to Italy with with the Commendatore episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And it's like the Everybody Loves Raymond. They're very, like, they have their issues. Like Raymond sitting in a bathtub with somebody holding a sprayer above him because they don't have a full shower and all that.
Yeah.
Like, but it's very highly idealized. And just like they're singing C'è la Luna in a van half the episode.
Yeah.
And then you see The Sopranos where Paulie gets called uncultured because he called sauce gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like Paulie has this idea of what Italy's going to be, and it's totally different.
Let's face it.
I know. We don't say
know,
gravy.
We don't say gravy.
That's a New Jersey Italian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like it.
Philly too.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but that's New Jersey.
Philly's right next to New Jersey.
My favorite thing though is when people say, "Did your family say pasta or did they say macaroni?" And this is still like my favorite debate because you realize that it's the Southern immigrants that say macaroni.
Yeah.
Like it's almost exclusively Calabrese.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 Because I mean,
But
us.
you can't say you never say it. Guess what we all call macaroni and beans? Pasta fagioli.
But
Well,
even my
but-
grandfather
yeah.
did.
He
Grandpa-
called it macaroni and beans.
I don't think I ever heard Grandpa Frank call it pasta fagioli. He always called it macaroni and beans.
I heard him say it.
I heard it. Yeah.
He most of the time called it macaroni and beans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But no, and that's
Yep.
wild to me that like that's such a. Well, and then you see all these people over here that do have Calabrese ancestry, but it's not necessarily like there's a lot of blending. Like you'll see people that say they're Calabrese and Napolitan or Calabrese and Sicilian and all that, and they're the ones I'm seeing that are like they're the ones I'm interested to ask. Do you say pasta or macaroni? That one's a wild one for me because like when I was in college, I asked a few friends that said they were Italian, and we're running low on this. Here, Beth, finish it. You and Dad finish it.
No, you finish it.
That's something I want to mention too, though.
I won't say no.
I'll give you the
The
ball.
wine we're drinking today is from Cantina del Vesuvio.
We're cheating on ourselves.
No, this is our wine club,
We're cheating on ourselves.
but this is the vineyard and winery that I went to when I studied in Rome. They took us on a long weekend trip to Naples, Amalfi Coast, and we saw Pompeii. And the day we saw Pompeii, we did the tour in the morning, and at noon they took us to lunch at Cantina del Vesuvio, and it was a wine pairing lunch. We had 5 courses and a different glass at every single one, and like I feel like Italian nightlife, you're not supposed to get out and get hammered because they're like, oh, you're American, you're getting hammered. It's totally fine to get hammered at lunch during a wine tasting over there. And that's hilarious to me because they're pouring nonstop.
Yeah.
But they're also serving it with food. I think it's like considered classless to just drink at a bar and get hammered. But if you're doing it as a wine tasting, it's classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But so anyway, Cantina del Vesuvio. This is their Lacrima Christi, which means the blood of Christ. And they have a Lacrima Christi Rosso and a Bianco. This is the Rosso Reserva. So this is one of their better, like higher end, more aged ones. This is I think it says it's a 21. But this comes with a wax seal and it's beautiful. But I never forgot about that place. And I actually love that the owners, their last name is Russo.
Yeah.
Like, that's freaking awesome. That's one of our family names, and that's
one
awesome.
of our family names.
Yeah. But that's why I brought this one to drink today, because I figured if we're talking about Southern culture versus Northern, I'm going to bring out my Southern Italian wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got to talk about? What else are differences?
Well, you know what? I think that we just kind of hit it quickly, but the differences between the mafias.
We did hit it quickly.
The one thing about all of them that's the same is none of them exist, but we'll go beyond that.
Dude, my favorite thing is how many articles I've seen coming out of like the Telegraph or the Guardian in the UK, and it's talking about how they found a mafia boss hiding in a cave after 20 years. I've seen that like 5 times in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's been on the run for 20 years in Calabria, and he was running in 'Ndrangheta in this one area, like in Catanzaro, I think was one of the places where they found this guy after 20 years in a fucking cave. Wild. I do have to say, though, I had a little book. It was called Italy Out of Hand. It was a little guidebook that told you stuff that most places wouldn't, or most guidebooks wouldn't.
Yeah.
And the one thing I did see in it was when you're in southern Italy, especially in Napoli, don't take pictures of the fruit stands, like the markets, because those are owned by the mafia. At best, you'll get your camera just smacked out of your hands. At worst, they will hurt you.
Now, what's the Napolitan mafia?
That's La Camorra.
La Camorra.
La Camorra, and then, I mean, we know Sicily is La Cosa Nostra, and Italy is, or Italy, yeah, the original Italy.
Yeah.
Calabria is 'Ndrangheta.
And that's the strongest one right now, right?
Currently, yes.
You know
And
why
it has been for a while.
You know why that is?
Because we're badasses?
Not only that, but also there's a difference. It's less organized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's organized from the bottom up.
Right.
So you can't knock out the boss and weaken the dragata, you know.
Yeah.
You know what another strong one is? Il Baci Nostra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here in Zelienople.
Damn straight.
What's our record these days? Do I want to know?
I don't actually know what it is.
Okay.
I understand that the mayor of Little Italy in Zelienople is a member of that.
He is.
Yeah, okay.
We won our last 2 in a row. You
Yeah.
know that?
Well, so I think I've told you guys this story, but I think it's worth mentioning on the podcast. Like in my Italian studies class, one of my classes, they were asking us what we knew about the mafia in Italy. And they said, does anyone know what the Sicilian mafia is? And that's the most obvious. I raised my hand and I was, I think, the only one. And I said, it's La Cosa Nostra. And they said, or my teacher, it was my professor Jenny at the time, she said, well, what's the Neapolitan one? Does anyone know that? Nobody raised their hand. I raised my hand, said, it's La Camorra. And then she goes, all right, Katie, you're the only one that's going to get this one. What's the Calabria, the mafia in Calabria? And I said, 'Ndrangheta. And the 2 guys sitting in front of me look at me and then just move, like edge their seats up. I go, guys, I swear I read a lot. And they just everybody starts laughing. But like, I mean, I'm one of those people too that when I fixate on something I want to learn more about, like my Italian studies books and just the Italian novels, Italian and Italian American novels, take up an entire bookshelf in my bedroom. Because like I just love talking about culture and learning everything I can about it. But yeah, I mean, I think so. Was there any other point you wanted to make about the mafia, Dad, or is
No,
that
that's all.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. How are we looking on time, Beth?
35 minutes.
Okay. Anything else we want to discuss before we get into Beth's Pitt update, or do we want to make this a little shorter of an episode today?
I think we can.
I think we pretty much covered everything we thought we were going to.
We covered the major parts, yeah.
Well, and this was a 2-part episode too.
Yeah.
So
And
all right.
we covered 2 of the 3 parts in an hour last time, so that makes sense.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, Bethy.
I don't have much to say other than we're going to win the national championship.
Okay.
Holstein and
who's winning
Reed
March
stay
Madness?
healthy.
Who's winning March Madness?
Pitt Panthers.
All right. That's right.
These are easy questions.
All right.
But we're going to, our road trip is going to be, I guess, a plane trip this year. We're going to go to Stanford
Cool.
for the game.
Let me know when. So
I
I
can't
make
remember
sure.
when it is. We got to find out.
Yeah,
but,
I need to arrange
but
that.
we could definitely go hit some wine spots up there, and
Hopefully it's after wine season, but
it is. I think it's November. Let me look.
good because
It damn well better be.
and our wine season's going to be short this year.
Yeah, we're doing less, but
doing
that's because
less.
we have a lot.
Yeah.
The other thing I do want to update before when Beth finishes this is just a quick like events
Go ahead.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so Beth, you have several trivia dates every Monday, but
Every
this
Monday.
Week, this week we will be posting this tomorrow, which is a Monday.
Can we get back into Instagram yet?
Yes, I got back in.
Okay.
This is Game of Thrones trivia this Monday.
Yep. Next week's Taylor Swift.
That's gonna be huge.
It's going to be a Swifty night at Papa Joe's. It's going to be a little rowdy.
I love Taylor Swift, but I can't tell you one of her songs. But I still
You
love
just
Taylor
like that
Swift.
she's a strong, like, female role
Oh,
model and just
no,
a genuinely good
just-
person.
I think she is a good person.
Yeah.
She's definitely a good person.
Beth, what's the week of the 21st?
Parks and Rec.
Okay.
And the last one is the NFL.
All of our events can be found on our social media pages. But okay, we also have a lot of music acts coming up this month, and they're all on Tuesdays, right? All of our music, is it all on Tuesday this month?
I think Aaron Haben at the end of the month is a Wednesday, I think.
Is he? Okay.
But-
We'll double check that and announce it for our next podcast. But this week is our friend Dylan Bowman on Tuesday during Bocce League. He'll be playing outside. The following week is
Mike Schutz.
And what does he play?
He's acoustic.
He's acoustic, just like Dylan and Aaron. And then on the 22nd,
That's the one we're real pumped for.
that's our big event. Sorry, Dylan. It is
And Aaron and Mike.
yeah. I was gonna say that. Is it like, well, Dylan did our sound system.
No,
so.
we have a bunch of local guys playing, which is awesome, and we like to support the local ones.
Yeah.
But I know we've told this story before, but we'll tell it one more time. I think did we talk about this on the podcast with Larry?
I think we have.
We may have.
I think
I think we've talked about it, but I feel like we talked
Yeah.
about it on the podcast we had with Larry. But when I used to wait tables at Enrico's, I waited tables every weekday, and this guy came in every single Tuesday. His name was Dwayne, and he was just my friend Dwayne. Friends with Larry, friends with me. So one day, Papa Joe and I went to the Leaf and Bean, and he had a bottle of whiskey, and we went, and I smoked a cigar, and he brought in his bottle of whiskey, and as soon as we walked in, my friend Dwayne was sitting there, and I said, "Oh, hey, Dwayne, how are you?" He said, "Beth, what's going on?" And so I introduced him to my dad, and I said, "Hey, this is my friend Dwayne. This is my dad, Joe." And Papa Joe said, "Dwayne, you want some whiskey?" And he said, "I would love some." So he said, "You guys sit with me." So we sat down and just started talking and hanging out and all this stuff. And Dwayne's one of the nicest people you could ever meet in your life.
Ever.
He's just a really good person. He cares about people, and just our kind of people. So we get to talking, and Larry's daughter Maddie was getting married a couple weeks after that, and Dwayne says to me, he says, "Hey, are you going to Maddie's wedding?" I said, "Yeah, I'm one of the servers."
Yeah, we're all working.
Yeah, and I said, "Are you going?" He said, "Yeah, I'm playing it." And I'm like, "You're playing it?" I was like, "What's that mean?" He goes, "I play the bass." And Papa Joe looked at him and said, "What's your last name, Dwayne?" And he said, "Dolphin." And Papa Joe looked at me and said, you're friends with Dwayne Dolphin and you didn't tell me.
Did you
I
tell
looked
him?
at Dwayne and I said, I'm so sorry. What's going on?
Are you important?
Yeah, I'm like, am I offending you? Like, what is? And Dwayne, again, like I said, he's just so humble and nice and all that. And he's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And Dad said, yeah, he's kind of a big deal in the Pittsburgh jazz scene. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I had no idea.
You know, you should have responded the same way Dad did when we found out Grandpa's real last name when he died.
His real middle name.
Yeah, middle name. Sorry, middle name. And when you said, "Why didn't you tell me his middle name was actually Vincenzo and not James?" And
Because
he
you
said,
never asked.
You never asked. You should have said when Dad said, "Why didn't you tell me you were friends with Dwayne Dolphin?" You should have said, "You
Katie,
never asked."
when something like that happens to you, your brain doesn't work.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So,
But
anyway,
Dwayne played with Wynton Marsalis in New Orleans for quite a long time.
oh, he's
well,
huge.
that's
He's
what Larry
huge in the jazz
said
scene.
when I told him the story. He said, and I do really think we did this on the podcast, but
I
just
think
in
we did.
case.
Yeah.
He said, well, my first interaction with him was very similar. And he said, because again, he's a very humble guy.
Right.
He doesn't go out of his way to tell you that he's, kind of a big deal.
Shit, yeah.
And he said that he came into his cafe one day and they were just shooting the shit. And he said something about how he used to work in New Orleans. And Larry said, really? And he said, yeah, we used to work all night and then we'd drink all day. And he said, what do you mean you worked all night and drank all day? Your boss sounds awesome. He said, who's your boss? And he said, Wynton Marsalis. And he was like, oh, okay. But
Yeah, I do think Larry told this story.
but it's just like, it's so funny. And if you know Dwayne, you know that this is not an out of the ordinary way to
Absolutely
interact.
not.
So,
Absolutely not. And we're so psyched about this.
well, and when Larry's son got engaged, we had a engagement party at the cafe, and Dwayne was in the basement with
Hanging out
us
with
and
us.
Dad and Carl and Lee and Mom and
Hanging out with us and the
Maria,
Japranas.
and
Yep.
we just had so much fun. Like, he's just an awesome guy. He's excited to come up here. We're excited to have him. We think that that's going to be one of the best events of the summer up here.
Absolutely.
And we're lucky that it gets to be at our place.
That one
'cause
does
I
require
insist on it.
tickets, which we already did post the Eventbrite for that, right?
Yeah, unless you want to stand across the street and not give the guy money, assholes.
Right.
Why don't you just come and
And
But
pay the
it's
cover
only-
fee?
it's
It's only
only a 10
$15.
Oh, is
I
it
might-
15?
15.
Okay.
and I might be talking out of turn here, but I'm going to stay vague. We might have a special.
We might have a special guest,
We might.
Yeah, we might.
but we're not going to say
We're
anything
not going to
else.
say anything because we haven't either asked the guest or Dwayne yet. So,
No, we talked to the guest's family.
and we don't know if he's available. But
Well, yeah.
but in the
We aren't going to say much, but Dad's saying
stay
a lot.
tuned.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say anything that
I'm
will
kidding,
give
I'm
anything
kidding.
away. Just
I'm
stay
kidding.
tuned.
Anyway,
this,
let me.
This is common in the Pittsburgh jazz scene that they have a concert and then some guy walks up with an instrument, plays a song or two with them.
Anyway, these are our events this month. We have trivia every Monday. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are always bocce leagues, so don't try and show up to play bocce on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because that's well established.
Most of our music, except for Dwayne Dolphin, is
Will
during
be
bocce,
Tuesdays.
but that's
yes. Horse trading days. I believe that is the 17th, 18th, 19th. I do know it starts a week from this Thursday. We are going to have our bar open for that, but we're also going to be by the main stage on West Spring Street.
okay.
And what else?
We'll be selling slushies.
Well, yeah. Papa Joe, you have a wine tasting on, what did we determine, the 27th?
27th.
27th. Did I hit everything?
Well, the only thing
Frankie
is
Valley's playing here on the 20th.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
that
That'd be great.
maybe I shouldn't talk too much about this, but where your mother comes from. We're a much
You need to get your face closer to your
Yeah,
microphone.
we can't hear you.
we're a much classier town than the
Actually,
the
maybe
town
get your face
that
away
my
from
wife
it.
comes from.
Oh, so you're saying the difference is horse trading versus horse thieves?
Yeah, where my wife comes from, they have horse thief days, and we have horse trading days.
Let's just be
because
real.
We're so fucking classy,
We are not rednecks. We live in a redneck town. We are
Yeah.
here to make money. Sorry. I'll be the one that calls it like it is.
Okay.
Y'all can pretend that horse trading days
It's classy.
is no, I'm not saying it's not classy. Y'all can pretend that it's not a redneck holiday.
Anything? Our mascot's name is Baron Von Ney, and that was voted on, and I love it
Our
that-
mascot's name is Papa Joe.
I meant for this year's horse trading days, they named the horse.
It's
That was-
different every year.
No, they just finally decided to name it.
Okay.
They had a competition.
Was it the people that left their chairs on the street when they weren't
Probably.
supposed to?
When this
Fuckers.
when this mascot
Anyway.
walks by here, I'm the fucking mascot here.
You know, it's probably Joel in the costume.
Okay,
but
well,
No,
Joel-
it's not.
Joel was Freddy Krueger last year.
Was he?
Yeah, that was
Nice.
him. That was him that came in and waved and scared the shit out of Anna Chrissy. What the fuck is that? Anyway, come check out all of our awesome events, including horse trading days, because Beth and Papa Joe are not going to talk shit on my fucking town.
And November 1st is the Stanford Pitt game.
Cool.
So,
When's the backyard brawl, Beth?
which one?
Football? Tell me both. Go ahead.
I'm not going to this
Yeah,
one.
no, absolutely.
I don't know
not.
when the
That place is-
basketball. The
I'll go to
basketball.
I'll go to the
Oh
basketball.
yeah, we're going. We're taking Kevin with us again. He was
I will
lucky
absolutely
charm.
go to the basketball.
We beat
I
him
will
by
never
20.
go to the foot brawl again.
Blake Hinson hit 9 3-pointers
Fuck
against
yeah, Blake.
against West Virginia last time we were there.
Fuck yeah, Blake. Dad wears his shirt when he's getting shit done.
Speaking of Blake, we love Blake. Blake
do
had
love Blake.
20 points in summer league last night, today. I don't know.
wow.
See, this
Yeah.
is what you include in your update, and you forgot to learn.
Well, hey, I'm getting there. I'm still
Okay.
going. I'm still talking.
Go ahead.
No, I think when we go to Stanford, though, we can definitely go and check on our friends at Herringer's. And,
Dad can go visit his grapes. As
well,
he
there
said
won't
before.
be any there at that point.
No.
Yeah, he can go visit his vines.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think if Eli Holstein can stay healthy, we're going to have a damn good football team.
Let's go.
Yep.
Desmond Reed can stay healthy. The defense is going to be ridiculous.
May I finish out this update with a special statement?
Sharks in the water, baby.
As a
Dun-dun.
Green Bay Packers fan
Dun-dun.
for my entire life, and Dad from 1961, I can say this with all the respect in the world to the Steelers fan base. Good luck. Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
He's your problem now.
Yep.
Yep. Let's go. We done?
Yep.
Yep.
Salute, eh?
Salute,
Gentani. Hail to Pitt.
Hail to Pitt. Hail to Papa Joe.